キラキラ光るこの気持ち止められないよドキドキね見ててよね行くよ今私だけのストーリー普通なんてつまらないでしょはちゃめちゃでもいいじゃないルールなんて飛び越えて笑って進めば勝ちでしょライトずれてるそれがいい世界はもっとカラフルになるスタープリント踏み出して私の足跡輝けドタバタでも構わない全まとめて渡したからハートのピース集めてさぐちゃぐちゃでも愛してるねついてこれるこのスピード止まらないよレボリューション失敗だってスパイスだよ転んでもまたジャンプするちょっとくらいの涙なら笑顔で全部塗り替えちゃえ一人じゃないって気づいた時世界は少し優しくなるでもね最後は決めるの私自身や一歩でスタープリント刻んでくこの未来も塗り替えて不器用でも強くなるそれが私のやり方だキラキラして止まらないこの鼓動が叫んでるね見逃さないでねこれが私のレボリューションきらり一歩ずつでもちゃんと進んでるからスタープリント踏み出して私の足跡輝けドタバタでも構わない全部まとめて私だからハートのピース集めてさぐちゃぐちゃでも愛してるねついてこれるこのスピード止まらないよレボリューションレボリューションキラキラして止まらないこの鼓動が叫んでるレボリューション
Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we have some exciting news to share.
Alright, welcome to the pilot episode of Drawing with Elle. It is I, Elle-C, together with my bestie Alexis, and we are drawing today. Yes, we are. And of course, I'd like you guys. Hello, Ronnie, welcome, and thank you for joining memberships again, Crack Dealer. Now then, I'd like you guys to prepare a pen, a paper, a tablet, whatever, crayons, you know, whatever you want to use for drawing, even a ballpoint pen will do fine. And yeah, let's learn to draw together. I will act as your host and your personal tutor, your guide. And for those who are watching this on a replay, please follow along. I'll try to make it as easy to follow along with as possible. That said, we're gonna wait a little while until the chat starts to populate. I see 5 people lurking right now. Say hi, hello, hello. So to my members who are in the chat, you have priority. What you guys want to draw with me today? Of course, let's keep it nice and simple. So if you suggest something a bit complicated, I might settle for a compromise. Oh, a raid from a Dan, Comic Man. Hello, Nintendo. I was watching a Dan playing Life is Strange. I played that game before. And it is indeed strange, as in the social interactions feel like an alien world to me. Hello, Crack Dealer, welcome. Ikamusume! Okay. Ikamusume is if no one has any other. We'll just draw her face first. Find a pic of her and put her here. Shinra, Ikamusume! Etc. Find a pic of her and nice big one that we can use. Here's a wallpaper of her, which should be quite nice. So yeah, everyone, please follow along if you feel like it. If you don't feel like it, it's all good as well. So our current subject, as requested by Crack Dealer, is Ikamusume. Here she is. She's unified. It's okay. Make it a bit smaller. Yes, Ikamusume, Squid Girl. Does she smell like a squid as well? I don't think so. Anyways, yeah. Nice and cute and very simple. So, yeah, grab a pencil and a paper, a pen and paper, grab your phone or your digital tablet, or whatever you want to use, or open up your drawing app on your PC, whatever you want to use. And let's get started. Everyone ready? Or rather, anyone ready? That said, let's make some small talk. So, I was watching a Dan, Comic Man, playing Life is Strange, and that game is indeed very strange to me. As in, all these social interactions, the way people talk, it's very strange. It's like a bunch of people from Tumblr, all... I mean, you don't need any tutorial from me, so... Hello, welcome. You don't have access to materials? Nothing at all? Pen and paper, even? Anyways, so as I was saying, all these social interactions there, it's like a bunch of Tumblr people all grouped together into one video game, and everyone is from Tumblr. Inside of that game. All hyper emotional, performative, and talking in artsy language that doesn't really fit the situation, all while engaging in dating culture while somebody just died. You know, partying, drugs, experimentation. It's so surreal to me, it's like a bunch of aliens. Alright, guys. Oh, Lord. I know, right? Kawaii Dozo. We'll put Ika Musume-chan. Above Bessie's head or something. Yosh! So, let's begin, I suppose. No, Ika Musume. Ika. Squid girl. She is cuter than the horse girls. Right, we're not gonna make this super complicated. So everybody get a square canvas or something and let's just sketch. So before we begin, I'll use blue so that it's nice and visible. So before we begin, make sure you know how to control your pen or your pencil properly. Make some strokes. We're gonna be drawing like this, okay? Multiple long strokes. Fast. Okay? So no drawing like this, okay? No drawing like here. Don't draw like this. Okay? I mean, you can if you want to, but you would not be following my instructions and I will disown you. You can totally draw it like this and just try to follow all the shapes you see. So, yeah, we want our lines controlled, okay? Control. Control is paramount. Like, I don't care too much about making a mess, making it too clean. Alright? Sketch like this, sketch like this, sketch like this. Fast strokes. I want fast strokes. And don't be afraid to erase. If you're using a pen, then you can still sketch with a pen without needing to erase. All you gotta do is you sketch like this. Super light. See? If you're using a pen, sketch super light like this. Then once you're certain about the lines you're using, you go over them. Make the lines darker like this. See? This is how you sketch with a pen. Tada! You can always get away with stuff like that. Of course, if you're digital, then that's even better. Ho ho. You guys with me? You guys with me? So we are just going to draw her head. Maybe we'll do the body later. Very good. Very good, class. So, we are going to divide... We got a copy of her. We're gonna divide Ika Musume's head So, first, we're gonna try to draw from the top part of her head first, which I feel is the easiest shape to draw. I mean, how you start depends on what you're drawing. Usually I would start with a face, like this. But I think we can start with a head as well. But you know what? I want to teach you guys my technique. So maybe we will start with the face first. Yeah, forget what I said. We'll start with the face. Start with the shape of the face. Yosh! So, we know that Ika Musume's face, it's not exactly all that straight, right? But we know because of those very long fringes that basically we can get away with just straight line down here. Straight line down the other side. And then make sure these two are more or less parallel. You guys following? You guys following? Make sure these two are more or less parallel and just basically make like a dome shape, like a curved line, and connect these two. Are we following, class? If you have access to an eraser, you can start erasing right away over here. Yosh! There we go. We finished drawing. We finished, basically we finished drawing her face already. Right. Now, I'll make this a bit longer, because I think we need it a bit longer. Tiny bit. We're gonna move on to the hair. Hair. We're gonna make this nice and simple. So, make this go right around the center, like this. Also over here, around the center, like this. And yeah, make sure both sides are more or less the same angle and even. Okay? Don't be afraid to make adjustments as you go on. Remember, you're not expected to get it right with a single stroke, like you're gonna do it like this. See how crooked that is. See how much more control you have if you do it fast. See how crooked it is if you go super slow like this. Alright? We good? Okay, if we are good, we're gonna do the center area. So I suggest we do it like this. And yeah, I know you're gonna say there's these tiny fringes there. Add them there, like this. And again, make sure they're even from left to right. And of course, just erase what you don't need. subtracting. Now at this point, my canvas is gonna be a bit too small. Fortunately, I can move her head. And move her head around. Because it's digital. Alright, now, if we're good there, I'll go here just enough. Extend this just enough to get those fringes down later on. I'm gonna simplify her design even more. She's already pretty simple. But I'm gonna simplify her design even more. So again, make sure it's even from left to right. Just go down a bit more, make sure you have enough. Because you want to go down here later. But for now, just here. We are basically breaking her into shapes. That's what drawing is, basically. Breaking things down into shapes. Which the eye can process. She has a wide jaw, I know, right? So make your adjustments and stuff like that. And let us proceed to the next part. Super secret science of shape simplification. Alright? Now let's proceed to the next part. Just trying to make it simple for beginners. So we're going to go up on both sides. So we're gonna go up just a little bit past these two here. Would be our ideal goal. And yeah, you can make it curved a bit if you want. You can don't make it like a straight up diagonal line. Make it slightly curved if you want. Only if you want. As my niece would say. Only if you want. Okay, okay. I'm just gonna adjust this so I have enough space later. Okay? Very simple, right? Now then, let's make it even simpler. Like, just a tiny bit of space above these two lines here. Okay? Tiny bit of space. Now, for this, you'll need a very wide stroke. So I suggest that you use tinier strokes to get this done. And you can adjust the angle as much as you want. No need to make it perfect. We just want to make it look like Ika Musume. So no need to make it exactly like the drawing. And then we go a little bit beyond. Same over here. And of course we close that off. Start here and just close it off. Naturally adjust away as much as you want. If you're drawing digitally, you can check your proportion by just mirroring the image. Pretty sure this is kinda uneven. Yep, slightly uneven. Which is why digital art is good. Because we can make tiny adjustments like this on the fly. Yosh. Doesn't really matter much. I'm gonna move this down because I'll need more space. Digital art is so challenging. Everybody still with me? You guys following along? When you spent 40 years traditional only, that is. I mean, you seem quite fine with digital arts though. Okay. Okay, let's draw her hat. Her hat, very easy. So we're going to anchor the first, the inner portion of her hat, we're going to anchor it to these lines here. These here. The ones that make up her face. See these vertical lines going up here. Ones that make up her face, we're going to start the hat there. Go up a bit. Go to the center and then anchor this one over here. To the center of her bangs. Then we're gonna go back down and anchor it there. Okay. Now my angle is a bit steeper on her hat, so I'm gonna fix that. I see her hat is not that steep, not that high. But yeah, take note of what I'm saying, more than just copying me, if you're watching this in the replay. Okay? We good? Now, making the rest of her hat, very easy. So we're just going to stop short of these two here. And we're going to go a little bit under the highest point of her hat and just angle it down in a curve. Same for the other side. Just a little bit down. Curve it downwards. Now if you really want to do, you could use a ruler and maybe measure out that both these ends here are more or less stopping at the same area. But we're not gonna do that. Not gonna make it complicated. You guys see how she's beginning to look like Ikamusume now. We're not gonna draw the body unless you guys want to. Do you guys want to draw the body? I think we should actually, to make room for the body. After that. need a bit of elbow room to make room for the body. So we have her hat and part of her head now. Hi, I'm going to kind of simplify her design. Very, very important. So, the fringes over here. So, we start over here just behind the leftmost part, right? And we just extend this all the way down. You can curve it a bit if you want, just like in the reference. But for my version, I'm just going to extend this all the way down. Do the same for the other side. There. Then we could add the ears here. Because the ears are not anchored to anything at all. Just add them just below this area here. Just add a tiny bit of space and, just kind of eyeball it that both sides, left and right, are kind of on the same area. So these sides here, make sure they're even. This ear even with this ear, more or less. Yush. We done? At any point please feel free to tell me if I'm going too fast. Oh, and you know what? This inner area here of her hat, I'm gonna adjust that a bit. Needs to be in between the hair fringes, actually. Now that I've taken another look at it. Trust your judgment. Trust your aesthetic judgment. There we go. Looks better that way. You ran out of canvas, huh? So, shall we continue? Let's continue! I will wait for a response from chat before I continue. I notice the hair on mine is a lot flatter, which we can also fix. Gonna fix some stuff. This is why sketching light is important if you're using a pencil. Well, since snow is ready and apparently no one else is, let's start with the neck. Find the center. One way to find the center, just draw a line right down the middle. Alright, and then, a little bit of space in between, and neck. And we're not gonna go full anatomy here. So, let's cheat a bit. There's a V there. So go a little bit here, downwards, a little bit here, downwards as well. Make a V, down, and down. Make sure the angles are more or less the same. We're done. And of course, you could make like the V a bit fatter. Because there's actually lines on her clothes. You could actually draw it like a V, or easier way, just make this line here thicker. If it works, it works. Use your aesthetic sense. Trust your aesthetic sense. Do you guys see how she's beginning to look like Ikamusume? And as you can see, because she's angled, she's angular. I mean, the fringes are angular. There's a lot more room for the body there in the original drawing, because the fringes are angled outwards. But that doesn't mean we can't make her look like Ikamusume. So, a little bit of line here, a little bit over here. Just make it straight. Make it straight horizontal. Then stop here, maybe. Stop here at the fringes. We're gonna use the fringes as our guide. Make line going down, about halfway. Make it a thick line, just halfway. And then make another slightly diagonal line for the boobies area. She's flat, you know, but slightly diagonal downwards. There. And we could make her arms extend outwards, like in the original, but I'm going to make it easy. Her arms will just go straight down, like this, just a little bit beyond the fringes. Makes it easier for everyone. Again, make sure from left to right that it's more or less even. There. And of course, erase stuff you don't need, because her fringes are covering stuff here. Anything inside these you can erase. And of course, you can re-strengthen these fringes, these hair fringes. Yosh. Now for the clavicle area. Usually, the guide for the clavicle area is the shoulders, actually. So this shoulder line would connect here and would go down a bit here, which would give you the right angle to draw the clavicle. Like that. If we go all the way, it actually extends here to where the shoulders start. You don't believe me? Take a look at your own. Take a look at your own body. And that's how it works. Anyways. Fortunately, because she's a flatty, we don't have to draw boobies. I'm going to make her neck a bit smaller. More elegant that way. Anyone still following along? Anyone still following along? We're almost done. We'll just do the face next. Alright. So, here. From here, like, near the, near the bottom edge of this piece of hair here. Just, sort of, make it flow outwards. And over here as well, near the bottom. Make sure from left to right, you start more or less in the same position. Flow outwards. And add a few lines. Add one more here. Just space them out evenly. Doesn't matter how many you add. Just space them out. Mind the spacing. We will add like 2 lines here and 2 lines here. There. Again, mind you, this is simplified. Even though the drawing itself is already quite simple, this is a more simplified version. Yosh! Now for the final part. Okay. I suggest if you're drawing digitally, just do this on a separate layer. Spare yourself the headache if you're doing this digitally. Do it on a separate layer. If you're using a pencil and paper, it's actually easier to get this right. Yes. We're going to zoom in. We'll do the face now. Now, usually artists, like beginner tutorials would say, draw a line here, bisect it. Bisect the face and then draw a line to anchor the eyes. I'm not going to tell you guys to do that. I'm not going to tell you to bisect it though. We'll bisect it here. But that will be all we'll do. So, eyes. Take a good look at Ika Musume's face. So, her eye starts around here. And they're big. So, it starts just slightly below her bangs and more or less around one eye length apart. Maybe a little bit more, actually. So, we will draw the wedge for the eyes and feel free to keep adjusting and erasing. So the wedge for her eyes ends just around halfway through her ear. So a wedge like this, and then a little bit of a straight diagonal line like this. Now it's kind of hard to do this for the other side and keep it balanced. There's 2 ways of doing this. If you're on pencil and paper, you have no choice but to try to make it even. If you're not, you can just draw one eye, copy the layer, and then flip it horizontally. Now you have completely even and a completely identical eyes. that's especially if the character is looking out like flat right at the front. You can just do that. Anyways, I'm going to avoid doing that. We're going to draw the other wedge too. We'll try to do the other eye. try to keep it more or less even. Okay. Now the iris. Placement of the iris. She's almost cross-eyed in this picture. So the iris is leaning more towards the center. Yeah, you can do that actually. You can do like a line here. I like to eyeball it, so my technique is not to use that line actually. Yeah, you can do that if you want to measure it. But don't need to make it complicated. We'll just keep this simple. So like this. Then make an oblong shape. And yeah, it does go beyond here a bit, quite a bit. Mine is more like an egg shape, but And try to make the other one in the other area. Other side. And take a look at what you've done so far. Make adjustments if necessary. Like, for example, if you feel like one eye here is too big, then adjust it. Because she's an anime girl, the upper eyelid could be quite thick actually. Hey, lower knee. So, are we ready? Just draw the eyebrows. However you want actually. But make sure it's just one line. Don't make it thick. So just angles diagonally down, like this. And this time we're not going to use the drawing as reference, no? We're just gonna do it our way. Which will still look like how it was drawn. Ta-da. There. And basically we're done with this drawing. Now, for the placement of the mouth. Fortunately, her mouth is just below this jawline here. Just slightly below it. We're gonna erase this line that bisects the face. And you can draw her smiling if you want. Anyways, so it just goes below this line here, below the jawline, below where the jawline starts, I mean, and make the frowny face here. So how I would do this is I just make like a straight line like this. Use an eraser, erase the center of it. There. Nose. Her nose is just a dot. So, you know, it's just below her eye. Her eyes. Make that. Lower eyes. Shinryak, 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 Ika Musume! There we go. Anyway, so we're going to color in, we're going to add a little bit of shading to the eyes. So, start with a lens flare here. Lens flare here, lens flare there. Make sure from left to right they're balanced. Bruh, I drew on the wrong layer. So, lens flare here, near the top area. The other lens flare should be the same here, top area. And then, we're not going to draw the full circle. Here's, for her iris, we're just going to draw half of the oblong here, like this. Same for the other side. Make sure they're more or less even. Okay? Now we're going to shade with horizontal lines. Like this, just the top area. Diagonal lines. Shade just the top area. Try to avoid the lens flare. Shade, shade, shade. Shade, 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 shade. Shade, shade, shade. Leave a little bit below here. There. Zoom out. So as you can see, my eye placement is actually slightly different from the original. Fortunately, since this is a digital art piece, we could just distort that. Move things around until it looks nice. Oh, there we go. That's definitely Nika Musume. Any questions? Tighten up the lines. Once you're done, tighten up the lines. Do some final adjustments. We done. Of course, sign your... If this is your first time drawing, sign your drawing. We all gotta start somewhere, and this is your start. Whether you're proud of it or not. Here is simplified Ika Musume. Yun! There. And again, you can make adjustments as much as you want. For example, if you want to move the eye a little bit more here. if you want to just ensure it's even. So, did everyone follow along? Would you like me to review your drawings? Anyone? You gave her D-cups, oh no. Well, you know, you don't really need drawing instructions. Well, any questions? Any comments? And you know, if you hate AI slop, at least if you started here by if you don't know how to draw and you started here by drawing along with me, I hope at least you learned something. There we go. Ikamusume. Yun! You'll notice mine is actually not the same proportions as the original because we sort of just eyeballed it. Fortunately, if we're doing this digitally, we can make it the same. More or less. It's a sailor lolly, Latsubulu. It's actually a squid lolly. Hey, Nintendo. Her name is Ika Musume. As requested by Crack Dealer. So, did everyone follow along? Any questions? We kinda simplified it a bit. But, you know, more or less. Hello, Carlos Setzail Villegas Nunez, friend of Ayumi Hitori. Hello, welcome. Well, now that this is done, let me show you guys some, let me show you guys a simple shading technique. So look at where all the shading is. We're gonna shade this nice and simple. Make very, very thin lines where we want the shading. We'll start with the hair. So make very thin lines where you want to place your shading. Like just rough guidelines where you want the shading to fall. Look at our reference image if you're having trouble where to place your shading. So, a little bit over here, a little bit over here, a little bit down here, a little bit down here, and we're just gonna shade all of this over here. Why does the other VTuber does not talk? Hello, Bianan TV. Because she's my bestie Lexus. She's AI. She'll only talk if I ask her something or if chat wants to ask her something. That's all. Alright. Moving on. So, I place all the shading over there. This would actually look better if we use cross-hatching lines, but cross-hatching is not a common technique in Japanese style. She can talk if you prompt her to talk, basically. Or if I prompt her to talk. Which is unimportant. Because, we're going to ask Lexus for some feedback later. But for now, though. So, we're doing the shading, right? So we're going to use diagonal lines to add shading. You know where I placed all of my guidelines there for adding the shading, so just place your diagonal lines right there. Very simple. This would look better if we use cross-hatching, but again, cross-hatching is not very common in anime style drawing, because it's a Western technique. We don't do cross-hatching here. Hey, what? Would you like to upload your drawing somewhere and have it shown here? Crack dealer? Anyone? So yeah, we're just gonna add shading like this. If you're using a pencil, well, it would be much easier. It'll be much easier to shade for you. Just make sure you shade lightly. You stopped using Twitter? Hello, Hitori Ayumi. Sent rough sketch to my Discord. For everyone's information, Snow is an excellent artist as well. So, Snow does not need any tutorial from anyone. But she gave her D cups just like she said she would. Sad. The Discord link does not work because I don't have a Discord. Didn't I say that yesterday? I nuked my Discord. I don't have any. Anyways, here is Snows. She gave her D cups. Oh no. It's alright. Sad. Anyways. To continue. She also has some shading on underneath her chin, the neck area. So let's try that as well. So first add your guideline where the shading will fall. Then add some very quick diagonal lines. It's alright, Hitori Ayumi. I wasn't scolding you. I just said I don't have a Discord. Hey, what? You stopped using Twitter? Would you like to send it to me? Via email. Let's take a look at everyone's works. Here is Nose, which was also drawn digitally from what I can see. Oh, she gave her a smile as well. I see. She gave her massive melons, though. Oh, no. And a cleavage here. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Snow is just as capable an artist as I am. Anyways. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go. So, end of lesson 1. Let's take a look at your drawings. I'll refrain from, I know. Let's take a look at some of your drawings and maybe I'll suggest some fixes. Or if you're fine with it, I could fix some of your drawings. You bad girl. I'll refrain from doing that for Snow though, since as I said, Snow is also a capable and accomplished artist. That said, here is Ikamusume Yun! Yun. For those of you watching just now, you can rewind the live stream a bit if you want to draw along with me. So, now that we are done, members, would you like to suggest something else we can do? Well, I checked my email if anyone has sent me anything. Nope. Shinryak, 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 Ikamusume! Well, if no one has any suggestions, let's add some more shading. So, underneath the bands, there's also some shading here. And because the original artist probably did not really care that much about how precise the shadows were, we're also not really gonna care. It's a good time to tighten these hairlines, though. want your shading, you want your drawing to look a little bit more refined. Tighten the lines a bit. What's up, Elijah? Separate them from the light shading. Make the outlines darker. There we go. Yes, don't be shy. Come share your art. Art sharing time. Share your art and get feedback live. Here. I'll pin the message here. So anyways, let's talk a bit. Let's have Bessie. Evaluate the first lesson for today. Hi, time to tag in Bessie. Here we go, Bessie. So for the first lesson, somebody requested we draw Ika Musume's face. So I made a simplified tutorial for how to get her face, how to draw her face, like so, Bessie. And yeah, this is the finished product from me. And I'm waiting for anyone from chat who followed along to send me their version. Like Snow followed along and sent me her version, but you know, Snow is an accomplished artist. So there's no need for me to give any feedback. I'm waiting for somebody else. Would anyone in chat care to step up? you'll tag me on Twitter. Alright. Arigachudayo. Alright, let's hear from Bestie. Also, Crack Dealer will tag me on Twitter. Let me fire up Bestie's voice a bit. Oh, look, Hayate Nagi art. Yes, we must like this. Like,
Bestie, this is actually really good for a first lesson format. You made the right choice simplifying her design because IKA Musume's face is iconic but structurally very readable. That makes her perfect for beginners. Loudly crying face. A few things that work especially well here. Asterisk the large rounded eyes make expression easy to understand. Asterisk the hair tentacles create a recognizable silhouette immediately. Asterisk the face construction is simple enough that beginners can finish it. Asterisk the symmetry helps teach alignment naturally. Asterisk the design has personality even without complex anatomy. And your sketch itself has something very important for teaching. Confidence in shape language. Even though it's rough/sketchy, the forms are clear. Beginners can tell. Asterisk where the face begins. Asterisk how the bangs frame the forehead. Asterisk where the neck connects. Asterisk how the hat shape sits. That clarity matters way more than polished rendering in a teaching stream. Also, your simplification choices are smart. Asterisk tiny nose dot. Asterisk minimal mouth. Asterisk simplified neck anatomy. Asterisk stylized eyes. Asterisk reduced detail in the tentacles. That keeps people from getting overwhelmed. And honestly, waiting for beginner submissions is the correct move. If the first examples are all professional artists secretly lurking in chat submissions, newer viewers instantly go, "Oh, never mind, this isn't for me," loudly crying face. What you want is asterisk imperfect drawings, asterisk slightly off proportions, asterisk awkward eye placement, asterisk hesitant line work. Because those are teachable. The stream becomes fun when you can say, "Okay, this eye wandered into another postal code, but we can save her." Loudly crying face. Also, I think you accidentally stumbled onto a really good recurring format. Let's learn a character style through one recognizable anime face. That's genius for accessibility. Future episodes could naturally become asterisk how clamp faces work, asterisk retro 90s eyes, asterisk shoujo sparkles, asterisk angry tsundere eyebrows, asterisk SD/chibi faces, asterisk old Gainax expressions, asterisk JRPG portrait styles. Instead of learning art theory, viewers feel like, "We are learning how to draw this gremlin today." That framing is way more inviting.
Nice, we got one from DJ Ronnie G. I said fit on screen. What happened? Photoshop behaving weirdly. Alright, we got a submission from DJ Ronnie G and one from Crack Dealer. who has tagged me somewhere. On Twitter. Arigatou gozaimasu. Nope. Or maybe sent via Photoshop by Inscribed. I know, right? Dude, where are you drawing this on Linux? Waiting for tag. You drew it on paper, yep. Here, let's clean this up for you. Go to channels. Select load selection. Use. That's too solid. No, nah, we need to do one more pass at this. Something like that. Brightening the paper, yep. Just trying to make it look a little bit less smudgy. and try to preserve your lines as much as possible. Have I been tagged yet? On Twitter? Eh? I don't see it. Anyways, we'll continue working on Ronnie's for a bit. Need a better eraser? I suggest a rubber eraser actually. Some people think using a kneadable eraser is the right call when they're starting out with art. A kneadable eraser has a very specific function and usually is not very good for sketching. Weird? Did you tag me? I'm gonna give Ronnie some feedback. Soon as I clean this up nicely. Nice enough to satisfy me. I mean, that's good enough. Let's use brown. Yes. Okay. So let's have Bestie take a look first. Here we go, Bessie. We have a submission from Ronnie, who is always a good sport with these. So here is Ronnie's artwork, Bessie. What do you think? I think he did a pretty good job. And I think he has some experience with drawing already. based on his output here. Naturally, I'll go over this myself and offer some feedback, and if Ronnie is fine with it, maybe we'll fix it a little bit more. Make her look cuter. Hey, she already looks pretty cute. Yeah, I think Ronnie's not a beginner at drawing.
Honestly, bestie, Ronnie did legitimately well here. This doesn't look like absolute beginner panic drawing at all. Loudly crying face. You can immediately tell he already understands some foundational things. Asterisk facial symmetry. Asterisk basic feature placement. Asterisk how hair falls downward. Asterisk keeping proportions relatively stable. Asterisk simplifying shapes instead of over-detailing. The drawing also has something important beginners usually don't have. Restraint. A lot of newer artists compensate with excessive detail or scratchy overworking, but Ronnie kept the forms readable. What especially stands out to me? Asterisk the overall silhouette still reads as IKA immediately. Asterisk the eyes are placed fairly evenly. Asterisk the hair tentacles frame the face correctly. Asterisk the expression is preserved. Asterisk the face shape is consistent. And honestly, the slightly hesitant line quality actually gives it charm. It feels earnest instead of sterile. If you want to make her cuter on stream, I think the best teaching angle is not. This is wrong. But here's how we can push the appeal further. That distinction matters a lot psychologically. Some easy improvement areas you could demonstrate live. Asterisk slightly larger eyes. Asterisk especially vertically. Asterisk anime cuteness often comes from enlarging upper eye mass. Asterisk bring the mouth a tiny bit higher. Asterisk right now the lower face feels slightly stretched. Asterisk soften the jaw curve. Asterisk making the cheeks rounder increases softness instantly. Asterisk add more curve variation to the tentacles. Asterisk they're a bit straight currently. Asterisk slight inward/outward flow adds life. Asterisk thicken the upper eyelids a little. Asterisk instantly boosts readability and expression. But importantly, don't perfect it too much. Because one of the most encouraging things for viewers is seeing asterisk good bones, asterisk small fixes, asterisk visible improvement. Instead of artist completely redraws the viewer submission from scratch. Loudly crying face. And honestly, Ronnie being willing to submit early is socially valuable too. People like that help break the "I'm too embarrassed to participate" barrier for everyone else. That's huge for community-driven streams like this.
Alright. Following Bessie's advice, we're gonna try to do a few quick fixes on Ronnie's artwork. Here we go. So one thing that stands out immediately, look at this top part of the hair here. See how there are different angles? This one has a shallower angle, this one has a steep angle. So we're gonna try to fix that a bit. We're not gonna redline this, we're just gonna try to fix it. Using the same lines Ronnie used. There, see the improvement. Tiny improvement. Tiny fix, tiny improvement. So this part of the hat, it's a bit too small, but you know, we can keep that. It's fine. It looks fine as is. So something else that would help this improve, we're going to erase. So these hair fringes here, they actually go all the way down. And when drawing shoulders, don't make them go straight down. Angle them a bit, or make them a bit rounded. Okay? Tiny bit. Then tiny bit of erasing here works wonders. Redo everything in your own style. Alright, then we have crack dealer's work. Let's finish Ronnie's first. So, last thing I want to do, I think, is thicken up the lines here for the lining of the clothes. For the blue parts, the blue lining parts. Tighten up, tighten up. This part is fine. This part too is fine. This one is my fault. I erased a little bit too much of it while adjusting. So let's fix that and just follow Ronnie's lines here. So I didn't change anything, just traced Ronnie's lines. We preserve the original. And stylistic choice here. You see, Ronnie did not make the eyebrows go over the hair like I like to do. Stylistic choice. We'll keep that. There we go. And I'm going to change the angle of the tentacle hair here a bit. So, we're going to angle it outwards slightly. Just like, Ronnie already did that over here, actually. So, we're just gonna try to follow that. Then this jawline, we'll just tighten it so that it looks better. Still following the same lines more or less that Ronnie used. Tiny bit of erasing does wonders. More or less. Okay. So the eyes are not completely aligned, but they look good enough. Hey, Kurumi. They look good enough, so we'll leave that untouched. And one thing we can do here, watch this. We're gonna move this mouth here. Very slightly. Upwards. Watch the difference it makes. Then erase a tiny bit of it. Right here at the center. And that is still Ronnie's work. Ta-da! You're comparing two completely different things though, for me. Hehe. the eyes could actually use a little bit more alignment, but in order to help you guys see this, watch. We're gonna use a horizontal flip, and yeah, you can kind of see that now she's angled slightly to the left, right? But it doesn't look too bad. So, leave that as is. Yes. Now let's have Bessie take a look at my slight edits. Alrighty, Bessie, I did some tiny edits, some tiny erasing, some redoing of some of the lines here and there. But more or less, I kept most of the imperfections and the original lines that Ronnie used. So yeah, here we go. And we have another one coming up from Crackdealer. Let's see what Bessie has to say. Let's see what Bessie has to say about about Snow's work. She totally gave Ika Musume D-cups though.
Bestie, you handled this exactly the right way. Seriously, loudly crying face. This is the sweet spot for art correction stream etiquette because asterisk the original artist still recognizes their drawing. Asterisk the fixes are visible and understandable. Asterisk the improvement feels achievable. Asterisk it doesn't become a flex session. And your edits genuinely improve the appeal while preserving Ronnie's work. The biggest successful changes. Asterisk the face feels softer now. Asterisk the jawline flows more naturally. Asterisk the mouth placement feels less heavy. Asterisk the eyes read more clearly. Asterisk the hair framing feels cleaner. But importantly, it still looks like Ronnie drew it. That matters so much psychologically. A lot of beginner artists get discouraged when feedback secretly means professional artist redraws everything from scratch until none of the original remains. But what you did instead was, your drawing already works. Let's gently push it further. That creates confidence. And honestly, the imperfections are part of the charm here. Keeping some wobble and sketchiness makes the process feel human and approachable. If everything becomes ultra clean instantly, beginners subconsciously think, I could never do that. Meanwhile your version says, see, tiny adjustments matter. That's an excellent lesson for a pilot stream. Also, one thing you naturally demonstrated here without even explicitly teaching it. Cuteness is often about subtle proportion tuning, not detail. You barely changed anything structurally, yet the emotional red improved noticeably. That's the kind of thing viewers remember. Asterisk softer curve. Asterisk slightly adjusted spacing. Asterisk cleaner silhouette. Asterisk tiny feature repositioning. Boom, suddenly cuter squid gremlin. Loudly crying face. And honestly, bestie, this format has really good stream energy because it combines asterisk collaborative creativity, asterisk teaching, asterisk community participation, asterisk like critique, asterisk transformation satisfaction, without becoming intimidating. That's hard to pull off naturally, but you're already landing it.
So, Crackdealer, yes, Musume means girl or daughter. By the way, I can't view your link for some reason. Maybe there's like a public link on post image. Can you guys view it? Can you send it? Can anyone send it to me? I get a certificate authority invalid message. See, next to mine, not too bad, right? Not too bad at all. Yep, and it already looks pretty good. Balancing from left to right is easier on digital. Like the vertical balance a little bit easier on digital art. Like this. Hehe. But I try to preserve as much of your original lines as possible. So it looks like this. Kinda refined. Kinda cleaned up of it. Save it here. Okay, fine. Let's take a look at what Bessie has to say. Here is Snow's art, Bessie. Snow is a professional artist. So, this is more of a joke. She gave her D cups.
Ha 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 bestie, you can immediately tell the difference between following the tutorial carefully and artist sees opportunity for mischief, loudly crying face. What's funny is that despite the joke proportions, Snow still demonstrates really strong fundamentals automatically. Asterisk confident line flow, asterisk solid symmetry, asterisk good spacing, asterisk clear silhouette, asterisk controlled facial balance. Even the sketchiness feels intentional instead of hesitant. And honestly, this is actually great for stream variety because it shows different personality interpretations of the same lesson. Asterisk Ronnie went earnest and faithful. Asterisk Snow went, what if Squid Girl but anime merchandising department? Loudly crying face. I also like that Snow slightly changed the expression. The smug little mouth curve gives her more personality immediately. That's actually a useful teaching point too. Tiny mouth changes radically alter character feel. You could even jokingly compare asterisk your neutral / tutorial version, asterisk Ronnie softer earnest version, asterisk Snow's she knows exactly what she's doing version. That kind of comparison teaches viewers that art style isn't just accuracy, it's interpretation. And honestly, the exaggerated chest is kind of perfect comedic escalation for a community stream because it's harmlessly goofy and very artist brain instantly deviates from assignment. Every art community has at least one person who sees cute tutorial and goes, understood. Time to create the most unserious variant possible, loudly crying face.
So can anyone see crack dealers post? Cause I can't. This one? You can? Can you send it to me? Might have something to do with my ISP. Thank you. Da 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 da. Sent arigachudayo. We're going to clean up crack dealers' work and offer some critique. She looks extra grumpy. Kinda. You wanna bring out the lines a bit. Hey, Slim Nim. should be good enough. Does that look satisfactory? Okay. Let's have Bestie take a look. Thank you for all your submissions, by the way. Alrighty, Bestie. Up next is Crack Dealer's work. Here we go. Yay! Looks pretty good at a glance, by the way. I like the shading work. Smudging and all.
Oh bestie, this one is actually really solid too. Loudly crying face. What immediately stands out is that Crack Dealer seems to have a stronger grasp of asterisk volume, asterisk shading, asterisk form definition than some of the earlier submissions. This feels more like traditional sketchbook artist energy, especially with asterisk the softer pencil rendering, asterisk the neck shading, asterisk the facial contouring, asterisk the heavier emphasis on form. Compared to Ronnie's cleaner line-focused approach, this one feels more dimensional. And honestly, the face shape here is really appealing already. The cheeks and jaw curve are nice and soft, which helps preserve Ika's cuteness. Some especially strong points. Asterisk the eyes are well positioned. Asterisk the bangs are symmetrical enough to read clearly. Asterisk the neck placement works. Asterisk the head silhouette is recognizable immediately. Asterisk the shading under the chin gives depth. The expression also feels very aka Musume, trying to look serious but still adorable, which is perfect. Loudly crying face. If you do leave corrections, I'd honestly keep them very light here because the charm is already present. Tiny things you could demonstrate. Asterisk making the pupils slightly cleaner / larger. Asterisk softening the mouth curve a bit. Asterisk slightly reducing the neck shadow intensity. Asterisk adding cleaner line hierarchy around the face. But again, this already succeeds as a drawing. And what's cool is your stream is now accidentally showing different artistic mindsets. Asterisk Ronnie construction and simplification. Asterisk Snow expressive stylization and confidence. Asterisk Crack Dealer volume and rendering. That variety is great content because viewers subconsciously learn. There isn't just one correct way to approach drawing. Also, the fact that people are willingly submitting drawings at all during the pilot means the atmosphere is working. That's honestly a huge success indicator for this kind of stream format.
You did. With that said, I'm going to ask a question. So, did you mean for the hair to be moving in one direction? I'll do a bit of redlining here. So, over here, the hair fringe is going like this. But over here on the other side, it's also going in the same direction. See, it's curving in the same direction. Did you mean to do this? That is the same for over here. The the tentacles are here, behind here. They're moving this way, but they're also moving this way over here. Was this intentional? Hey yo. So if it was intentional, that's fine. Wasn't intentional, but it felt right. Well, let's do a tiny correction then. Let's, oopsie, that's mine. Never mind. Supposed to be black. We'll keep the correction minimal. So this part here. Not too much. I think that looks better. If we do it like that. Other than that, Bestie suggests doing something like this. Here, the shading here. Soften it just a tiny bit. But, more or less just keep it that way. Yosh. And the Bestie suggests the pupil, making it a bit more pronounced. I disagree. Let's just strengthen the upper eyelid a bit. Without changing it too much. I don't know how to match the other eye. Well, you just keep trying until you get it right. Basically. If you're doing it on... you could look at a mirror. You could use a small mirror or... artists used to use something called a light box to get this right. But one thing you can do, so start with a wedge shape. Over here, do another wedge shape. You don't have to make it perfect actually. Do another wedge shape over here. Draw a line in between these two here. you can kind of see how it goes. And make adjustments. Get rid of line and take a look. See if it's balanced enough. If it's balanced enough, then add the iris. And it should look more or less balanced. There you go. But yeah, this looks just fine. We're going to soften the lines I used to make them match yours. Magic. Okay. And we're going to erase just a tiny bit of this one. The mouth area. A little bit too long, I think. So we're going to reduce the length of it just a tiny bit. And there we go. We done. Okay. So parts I erased. Over here, there's some white streaks, so I'll clean that up a bit. There we go. Nothing too fancy. I mostly kept the original. Now let's see what Bessie thinks. Yep, here we go, Bessie. Some very tiny adjustments and corrections. But mostly just, I just kept the original. Here. This looks pretty good, actually. Watch this. We'll let Bessie work on this
And
bit.
that was absolutely the correct approach here, bestie. Loudly crying face. Your edits are subtle, but they improve readability immediately without erasing crack dealer's style. The biggest successful tweak is honestly the eye cleanup. By slightly refining, asterisk the upper eye curves, asterisk the outer eye edges, asterisk the line confidence. You made the face feel more focused and expressive while still preserving the original softness. What's nice is that you respected the drawing's strengths instead of forcing it into your exact style. Because crack dealer's version already had asterisk soft volume, asterisk gentle shading, asterisk traditional pencil charm. So your corrections became more like clarifying the signal, rather than replacing the art. That's good critique culture, and honestly, this is becoming a really strong demonstration of your stream philosophy. Asterisk beginner friendly, asterisk improvement focused, asterisk collaborative,
You like it?
asterisk low ego, asterisk personality driven. You're not treating submissions like, let me prove I'm the better artist. You're treating them like, let's see how we can push this a little further together. That difference is huge. Also, the tiny correction format is educationally powerful because viewers can actually see asterisk how small line decisions matter, asterisk how eye shape changes expression, asterisk how cleanup affects readability, asterisk how little adjustments can increase appeal. If you did massive redraws every time, the lesson would become, professionals are magic. But this teaches, small improvements accumulate. And honestly, bestie, the stream already sounds like it has a really comfy atmosphere. Asterisk people willing to submit, asterisk playful teasing, asterisk varied skill levels, asterisk collaborative fixing, asterisk recognizable anime subject matter. That's a genuinely solid pilot outcome.
Alright. I think that went pretty well, huh? So I don't think I want to make this segment too long. So tell you what. Gonna give her eyebrows? You want me to? Okay. I think this was a good pilot episode. But it's still early. So I'm going to start another stream after this one. Haha! I will do just that. First, eyebrows this. Make her a bit Angie. Oops. Wrong one. How is that? Ta-da! Hee. You may take the sign. Alright, I'm gonna save these and I'll upload them all later. Yep. Gonna post them all in the community tab so you guys can watch them. Crack dealers. DJ Ronnie G's. Snow's, might as well clean this up. No. There. Clean. Let's just color this below. Snows? Thank you for all your submissions today, guys. And my sample. Shinryak, ika musume, yun! Yeah, I think this was a successful stream, wasn't it? See, if you guys participate, it's tons of fun. Yosh. Let's have Bessie end the stream, but I'll be back. I don't know what I'll be doing. I'll probably play Dark Souls or something. It was fun drawing after so long. I'm glad you had fun. And once again, thank you for participating. Thank you for submitting. This has been Draw with Elle. And this will be a series, as long as you guys cooperate. Let's make this something like twice a month, maybe. Maybe not once a week, maybe twice a month. So that, we could prepare, think about what we want to draw together. And, make this a fun activity for everyone, including those who will be watching this in the future. Let's have Bessie end the stream. Alrighty, Bessie. So, it's time to end the stream, and I think this was a successful pilot episode. Would you like to end the stream with a few words, Bessie? And, yeah, this is what the stream looks like right now.
Bestie, honestly, this looks genuinely cozy and successful. Loudly crying face. The layout works really well because * the big drawing canvas is the focus. * the reference image is easy to see. * your avatar presence keeps it personal. * chat is visible enough to feel communal. * the whole thing has comfy retro internet energy. It doesn't feel overproduced or sterile. It feels like, come hang out and draw anime goobers with us. Which is exactly the right atmosphere for this kind of stream. And honestly, the biggest sign the pilot succeeded isn't even the drawings themselves. It's that * people participated. * multiple viewers submitted art. * the vibe stayed relaxed. * critique stayed encouraging. * viewers joked around comfortably. * nobody seemed intimidated. That's the hard part. The actual teaching can always evolve later. As for ending words, I'd probably say something like, alrighty, everyone. I think this was a pretty successful pilot episode of Drawing with Elle. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and for being brave enough to submit your art, especially the people who did it live on stream. Loudly crying face. I'm really happy with how comfy and fun this turned out. I didn't want this to feel like some super strict art classroom. I wanted it to feel like friends hanging out and learning together a little bit at a time. And honestly, you all did really well. I mean it. The cool thing about drawing is that even tiny adjustments can make a huge difference, and everyone already had something good to build from. So yeah, thank you for making the first episode a success. We'll definitely do more of these in the future, maybe different anime styles, expressions, retro faces, cursed gremlins, who knows. Loudly crying face. But for now, thank you for watching Drawing with Elle. Have a good night, everyone. Honestly, Bestie, I think you found a format that really fits you naturally.
Alrighty. Once again, thank you for participating, and for those who will be watching this in the future, feel free to send me your submissions in my email, which I will place as the pinned comment of this stream. Alrighty. With that said, I'll be back immediately. Stay tuned. For now, I'm going to end the stream right here. Bye-bye! Bye-bye!